Val, if you call the roll, please.
Commissioner Snow?
Here.
Commissioner Curry?
Here.
Commissioner Delanoy?
Here.
Commissioner Johnson?
Here.
Mayor Penny?
Here. At this time, if you have any electronic devices that make noise, please turn them off or put them to silent. At this time, I'm going to turn the dais over to Commissioner Deborah Snow. She has a special presentation. She'll follow with an invocation, and then we'll remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Thank you. Today, in the Jewish calendar, it's 5786. We celebrate the start of the new year at sundown tonight. And it's a moment where we stop and take stock of what has gone on the past year, and we look forward to the year ahead. We praise you, eternal God, sovereign of the universe, creator of the fruit of the tree. May it be your will that this be a good and a sweet year for all people everywhere. We eat apples and honey to celebrate. Please join me. Amen. Thank you.
Now that you have a mouthful of apples. I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. And now everybody's sticky, I know.
So we'll now move to our public hearings, which is item 2, and entertain resolution 2025-R-70.
Resolution number 2025-R-70 for second reading, but I'm going to read this in its entirety. A resolution of the City Commission of City Holly Hill, Volusia County, Florida, adopting the final levy of ad valorem taxes for the City of Holly Hill for the fiscal year 2025-2026, providing for severability and providing for effective date. Whereas the City of Holly Hill, Volusia County, Florida, on September 8, 2025, adopted the fiscal year 2025-2026 citizen millage rate following a public hearing as required by Florida Statute 200.065. And whereas the City of Holly Hill, Volusia County, Florida, on September 23rd, 2025, adopted the fiscal year 2025-2026 final millage rate following the public hearing as required by Florida Statutes 200.065. And whereas the City of Holly Hill, Volusia County, Florida, held a public hearing as required by Florida Statute 200.065. Whereas the gross taxable value for operating purposes not exempt from taxation in Volusia County has been certified by the county property appraiser to the City of Holly Hill as $1,041,771,537. Now therefore be it resolved by the City Commission of the City of Holly Hill, Florida, Section 1, the fiscal year 2025-2026 final operating millage of 5.8 mils, which is greater than the rollback rate of 5.4981 mils by 5.49%. The final public hearing was held on September 30th, 2025 at 6 p.m. and there's severability and effective date.
Thank you. Any questions for staff at this time? Would anyone from the audience like to discuss this matter? Seeing none, we'll close audience participation and entertain a motion for approval.
I'll make a motion that we approve the second reading on the ad valorem rate.
I second it.
Any discussion needed amongst the commission? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It carries unanimously. Now we'll move to item 2, which is resolution 2025-R-71.
Resolution number 2025-R-71 by title only for second and final reading. A resolution of the City Commission, the City of Holly Hill, Volusia County, Florida, adopting the final budget for the City of Holly Hill for the fiscal year 2025-2026, providing for severability and providing for an effective date.
Any questions for staff?
No.
Anyone from the audience like to discuss this matter? Seeing none, we'll close audience participation and entertain a motion for approval.
Motion for approval.
Second.
Any discussion needed? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries unanimously. Now we'll move to presentations. We have a presentation from the Early Learning Coalition of Flagler and Volusia. Just need to tell us your name and what city you live in, and the floor is yours.
Good evening, everybody. My name is Melissa Mason. I am from New Smyrna Beach, Florida, so I'm not quite how it goes.
You might want to pull the mic down a little bit. They can't hear you in the back.
Can you hear me now? Hello? Can you hear me now? Better?
No.
No.
Can you try to turn that up?
I think Brian just turned it all the way up. Is there a button on that mic? On the bottom?
Is that any better?
No.
It's on? I'll just go closer? Is
Yeah,
that better?
that's better.
Yes.
All right. Hi there. Let's take two. I am Melissa Mason. I am from New Smyrna Beach, Florida, and I am with the Early Learning Coalition of Flagler and Volusia. Thank you so much for having us here this evening. I am here this evening to talk to you about the opportunity to have a Born Learning Trail here at Sunrise Park North. Next slide, please. Who is ELCFE? We are providing a better future one child at a time. Our vision is to actively foster lifelong learning that enriches our entire community. That vision encompasses our mission, which is to create and cultivate learning opportunities that empower children and families to thrive. In front of you, you have some reading material, a little bit about what the Early Learning Coalition does and some of the programs that we offer. Next slide, please. So what does the let me try that one more time. What does the Early Learning Coalition look like? We wear many hats. Some of the programs that we have are our school readiness program. For those of you that are not aware, the Early Learning Coalition provides tuition assistance to almost 8,000 families throughout Flagler and Volusia County to afford quality childcare. We also help promote VPK, which is a free program for all children ages 4 and above. We provide developmental health and behavioral services. We are the house for the Dolly Parton Imagination Library. We have a robust volunteer program. We have the Learning Mobile, which is a classroom on wheels that goes around all throughout the counties to meet children and families where they are so that they can have quality interactions. And we also have many community partnerships. And that leads us into our partnership with Advent Health. Next slide, please. Advent Health has been gracious to donate the funding needed to secure a Born Learning Trail right here in Holly Hill at Sunrise Park North. Our partnership with Advent Health strengthens the alignment of ELCFE's vision and mission while bringing this community together. What is a Born Learning Trail? Can we go to the next slide, please? The Born Learning Trail is actually a copyrighted feature of the United Way. And what better way to learn a little bit about what a Born Learning Trail really looks like than to watch a little brief video of a Born Learning Trail in action. Can we click on the link? Oh, that's okay. I think if we click on the link, we should be able to see.
We probably won't have sound.
We might. If we don't have sound, that's okay. We can improvise. So if you go to the trails up at the top, and you go to trail videos, and you scroll down, and you click on the first one right there that has that little play. Yep. You can maximize your screen, and you will see a Born Learning Trail in action in Hernando County. Okay, so there's no sound, so we have to imagine a little bit. This is what the Born Learning Trail is. It's actually 10 signs that encourage families to stop and learn along the way. And along the path, you'll see the signs behind her. Along the path, there's
putting in the
Oh,
posts and painting
look at
so
that.
many of the sidewalks. We're literally beautifying this park. Hi, I'm Mindy.
Hey, Val.
Fernando County Park Service.
Let me put it for you, Mike.
Beautiful Hernando Park, County Parcel, installing the 5th Born Learning Trail. Our goal over the next experiences and how the board learned to go in every park in Hernando County. We are very excited to partner with United Way in these projects, and we look forward to working with United Way in future projects. And for those of you who aren't familiar with our Born Learning Trails, they're designed to encourage parents and caregivers to come on out to the parks and really engage with their younger children. Using the data that we found, United Way Worldwide put together these interactive trail signs. And so as you can see, this one here, see, say, point, read, try this, point to the letters painted on the ground, say the sound each letter makes. We encourage you to come on out and really incorporate your time out here at the park and engage with your kids. So as you can see, we're starting off with the ATCs and incorporating it all the way down. In the back way over there, there's this really nice hopscotch trail, and then a lot of the other signs scattered throughout the park all say something different. Some of them encourage you to talk about your family or listen to the birds, and it all gets their cognitive skills up and going, especially for the younger ones. This is all thanks to our United Way Early Literacy Initiative, and we're out here. As Nikki had stated, we're really determined to have a Born Learning Trail installed in every park here in Hernando County, and it's all for you, community. So as always, thank you for living united.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Imagine that at Sunrise Park. And we are proposing that we would love to bring this to you, the Early Learning Coalition, along with Advent Health's gracious support. And we would like to install the Born Learning Trail the month of November. It would be installed by volunteers throughout our community, both from Advent Health and ELC and other local community partners. And we would hope to have a ribbon cutting by December 1. Now, if I was really being like energetic and hopeful, I would love to have this open before the Thanksgiving holiday, because what a great way for families to connect during the holiday season. At this time, I would like to open the floor for questions that you may have about the Born Learning Trail coming to your Sunrise Park.
How long does it last?
That is such a great question. Here in Florida, I think that number varies.
Okay.
Of course, as with many things, the maintenance is going to be a key piece.
Okay.
The signs, it will depend on their pressure treated, like the sign posts, their pressure treated lumber. They'll last for a bit. The paint on the walkways, that's what's going to probably need to be reloved every couple years.
Okay.
And who is responsible for the maintenance?
Ideally, we would like this to be a partnership where we could count on some volunteers, but also some support from the city to help maintain the trail.
The only problem we have in government is we build things and don't plan to maintain them very
Okay.
effectively. So we would want to count on you to maintain it. So I think we
Okay.
would look, I know it's a small thing, but we spent hundreds of thousands of dollars in that park recently. We're waiting for it to reopen with the new sod, the brand-new playground. And I think we would love to have you in our city, but I believe, hopefully I speak for the entire commission, but we would want the maintenance to be your responsibility.
Okay, so the maintenance would become Advent Health and ELC's responsibility to maintain.
To our standards.
Okay.
We don't want you letting it get dilapidated and then we have an adversarial relationship.
Sure, of course.
Is there any financial responsibility for this?
No,
No?
nope.
I think it's a good opportunity for the children in our community. And it's not just our city, it's the community, because there's so many people that go to Sunrise Park that are from the area that do enjoy it, because it's going to be really it was a beautiful park before, but once we're able to reopen it, it's a beautiful park, and I know that lots of people go there from the city and outside the city, so I think it would really benefit children.
And I'm 99% certain you could rely on some of the service organizations in our community, like Kiwanis and Rotary, to come out and repaint the sidewalks. So it wouldn't be your responsibility, you just have to coordinate it, per se.
Facilitate, sure.
Joe wants to pipe in?
Yeah, yes, Mayor, if you remember, a couple of months back, we had a young lady that came and did a presentation for some children over at Sika Hall, and that was geared for kids from newborn to like 5, 6 years old. And we had our goal-setting session, and in that goal-setting session, one of the goals that the commission selected was to focus on programs for children in that age bracket. And shortly after that, Allison Miller contacted me about this trail, and I met with the ladies, and they introduced this to me, and I thought this kind of fits right into the goals that the commission set. So I already gave them the okay to go ahead and do this. We're here as a formality of coming to the commission and getting your consensus to go ahead and continue it. And this is what we're going to call Phase 1. Is the Born Learning Trail, which is going to be on one side of the park, and then on the other side of the park, there's going to be another program called...
We are looking to implement something called a storybook walk. And so what that is it's books encased in signs, and the children and their families walk through and can actually read a story and participate in engaging activities along the way. So kind of like a two.
Do we have a time frame for that, or?
I'm still in embryonic stage. I'm
Okay.
waiting to get my funding secured before I would be able to come back and say, this is the day.
Okay. That sounds like a great idea, too.
I think it's a great program, great project, and just for the record, I wholeheartedly support ELC. Our mayor's golf tournament has been rescheduled to October 4th, and the Early Learning Coalition, Dolly Parton Imagination Library is one of the recipients of the tournament this year, so
Yes, thank you very much.
Any other questions?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So now I have a proclamation to read, and I apologize in advance because I took French in high school, and there's some Spanish words on here that I'm gonna murder. I apologize, Carmen. But this is a proclamation by the mayor of the city of Holly Hill, Florida, declaring September 15th, 2025 to October 15th, 2025 as Hispanic Heritage Month in the city of Holly Hill, Florida. Whereas Hispanic Heritage Month is celebrated from February 15th to October 15th, 2025, honoring the profound impact of Hispanic and Latino Americans in the United States and local communities. And whereas we acknowledge the invaluable contributions Hispanic Americans have made to the nation's history, culture, advocacy, art, cuisine, and more. Whereas the 2025 theme, Herencia Colectiva, Honrando el Pasado, Inspirando el Futuro. Was it?
I think I could have done that.
That's as good as it gets, guys, sorry. And yeah, there's an accente grave on there. So what that means is collective heritage honoring the past, inspiring the future. Highlights the importance of preserving heritage while shaping the future. And whereas this celebration brings our community together to showcase Hispanic traditions, history, and achievements, promoting unity and appreciation. And whereas the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of Central Florida works tirelessly to empower Hispanic professionals, businesses, and workforce, fostering economic growth, cultural understanding, and community engagement. And whereas Hispanic Heritage Month is a time to recognize the significant contributions Hispanic Americans have made to various fields, including business, education, medicine, the arts, and public service, enriching our community. Now, therefore, I, John Penny, Mayor of the City of Holly Hill, Florida, and on behalf of the City Commission, do hereby proclaim September 15th, 2025 to October 15th, 2025 as Hispanic Heritage Month.
Yeah. All right.
Do you want to say something, Joe?
Thank you very much, Mayor Penny and Commissioners. We appreciate you doing this. We are proud. My name is Joe Hearn. I am the proud president, Gringo president of the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce of Central Florida. I have the pleasure today of being here with some of my board members, Jose Gore, Executive Officer Lorena Ruiz, and Lorena Bohemond as well. And we also have two Hispanic-owned businesses also sitting in our audience. Carmen with Fast Signs, and we also, Lorena has her business here in your community, Estrella. So we're really grateful that we recognize them and the contributions that they make to our community. Could we get a picture?
Yes,
with
sir.
the
Come.
commission? Come on, guys.
You guys want to,
We can stand in
here,
front. You
come
guys-
here, and then
Go ahead.
then we can get everyone in.
Yeah, because I'm short and I have
Lorena, get this
difficulty.
one first, and then we can do the couple. You can get close. Lorena.
Okay. One, two, three.
All right, they have a meeting, so let's go.
Thank you, thank you.
Thank you so much. Oh, we haven't got the picture yet. Stay where you're at. Thank you.
Our pleasure. Yeah, our pleasure.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you.
So much.
Okay, now it's time for public comments, which is item 4 on our agenda. This is the audience's time to address the commission on anything that's not on our regular agenda this evening. If you'd like to tell us something or bring something to our attention that's not on our regular agenda, now is your time to come before the commission. Yes, ma'am. You just need to state your name and the city that you live in for us.
My name is Christian. Can you hear me?
You gotta get real close to it, apparently.
Christian George. I'm here tonight to talk about what is possibly doing about the flooding going on. Again, during the last storm, I could fish off my back porch. And right after it started receding, I had a main water line break. My house moved again, so I've gotten nowhere with my house. And it's been a year.
So we won't answer your questions individually. We'll wait till everyone comes up, and then we'll respond to them.
Where's your?
Please.
Yeah, where?
Please
Wait,
tell
wait.
us your
I know where she
address.
lives.
Yeah, 1503 Mobile Avenue.
Thank you.
I'm the lowest house in the neighborhood.
That's important.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to address the commission for any, Mr. Legary?
Good evening, Jim McGarry, 342 Burley. I'm wondering, I guess this question is mostly for Scott. Several communities were going to protest the 180. I'm wondering if there's any more news on that.
I can answer that, but not at this moment. When you sit down, I'll answer. Is there anyone else that would like to address the commission? Seeing none, we'll go ahead and close public comments. Mr. Forte, you want to respond to the Mobile Graham area that we've toured several times?
No. But I will. So I did go past your property after the storm last week, and you are 100% correct. Your property is below the crown of the road, and that's a big problem. There's only one solution to your problem, and that's raising the house above the crown of the road. Now, some of your neighbors also experience sewage backup, which you may have also. What we're doing about that is, and I don't want to get into too much detail, but north of you is a lift station, and that forces water down Mobile, down Graham Avenue to the lift station that's in front of Metro Electronics. And it goes from a force main to a gravity main right in that area. And because your home is low and To our credit, we've done a good job of improving our lift stations. To our discredit is the amount of stormwater that's getting into the sewer system is overflowing the capacity of the plant. So just to give the audience an idea of what I'm talking about, is if we produce 1.7 million gallons of water a day, when we get a rainstorm, we're treating 6 million gallons of sewage because of the stormwater that comes into the system, and that's part of the problem. But one of the solutions we're exploring for you and your neighbors is to put backflow preventers on your sewer line. That's temporary because those will also get stuck open, especially when things go in the pipes like these wipes that the manufacturers say are flushable. They are flushable, but they also get caught up on things. But more specifically, we're planning to put in what's called a grinder station. It's like a small mini lift station just for those properties that will help force the water out of your lateral system into the sewer mains and also serve as a backflow to stop it from getting backed up into your house. So that's what we're working on now to try to address some of your problems. And if you need more information, you can take my business card. I can talk to you outside of this meeting, give you some more detail on it. They're not easy.
They've already done an inspection.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Transformers.
Yeah,
And they said that was amazing.
yeah,
We'll see.
yeah,
But every time I get to a certain point in fixing my house,
right.
something else happens.
Yeah, well, if we, and I'll point out Steve Youngst, he's my Deputy Public Works Director, he's extremely familiar with Transform 386. If there's anything we can do to help you get through that process, we certainly will help you.
He's right behind you. And then SB 180 is a bill that the legislature passed last year that would go retroactive to any community that wanted to make their design standards greater than they were before the previous Hurricane Milton. And so there was two schools of thought. One school of thought that several communities have done is to sue the state of Florida. And the other school of thought was to try and work with our representatives to get the bill amended. Because 95% of the bill is really good. It's how you can rebuild after a disaster. It's just the last page that puts heartburn in all the city's eyes. And so this commission took the latter of the two to try to work with our delegation. I actually have a luncheon tomorrow in Ormond with our representatives to discuss some of the modifications that we as the Volusia League of Cities would like to see in SB 180. So I would imagine there's changes coming, but we took the approach that you could, catch more flies with honey than vinegar. And so we didn't want to really burn any bridges. We've gotten a lot of funding from Tallahassee in recent years, and so we didn't want to enter into an adversarial relationship with those guys, so.
We just bought them a year before.
Right, but we can't have a discussion back and forth. This is a whole different situation. I'm sorry to cut you off. But anyone else have any comments?
No, it's just Senate Bill 180 is just another reach to take away home rule, which they've been chipping at for years now. So hopefully we can get some good amendments to that bill that will actually help the city. That's all I have.
Anyone else? Okay, so we're going to move on to the item 5, which is the approval of the minutes from our September 8th, 2025 regular commission and first public hearing on the budget for 25-26.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes.
Any discussion needed amongst the commission?
No.
No.
All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries unanimously. We'll now move on to our consent agenda, which is items 1 through 10, and the action proposed is stated for each item on the consent agenda. Unless a city commissioner removes an item from the consent agenda, no discussion on individual items will occur, and a single motion will approve all items. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak on any item on the consent agenda? Yes, sir.
Which item?
He's going to have to tell us. You need to state your name for the record, sir, the city you live in, and which item on the consent agenda you're addressing.
Number 2 and number 3.
Okay?
Are you gonna pull these, or are you just gonna vote on them?
That remains to be seen.
My name is Phyllis Place. I live at 710 Magnolia in Holly Hill. I am a former public servant, first responder, also a veteran. In regards to resolution number 2, my experience in the service, being the end of a convoy of 17 tanks, that's 17 jet engines. That is smog. I do have bad lungs, but I keep myself healthy. Parks are for everyone, but you have juveniles to consider. The youth, the future leaders of our country, and they need to be healthy. So therefore, I feel that the city ought to adopt this particular ordinance. Number 3, resolution in regards to adopting a fine for violation prohibiting electric bikes, mobility device, and motorized vehicle. Every one of you, before you were born, before I was born, over 100 years ago, it was a pressure group that rode bicycles that started our highway. Based on British common law, sidewalks are for walkers. But due to safety reasons and whatever it is, bicycles were forced to use sidewalks. That's pedal motivation or power. Now we're at the age of electronics. Now we want to have these devices to have particular electronic or energy, and most of them are not licensed. Most of them don't even have a class on how to use them properly. And suddenly, they don't care about other people's rights. I am preparing myself. It will happen. I will need to have an electric wheelchair. And I would like to be available to use the sidewalk, but not to be run over by some kid that's going 25 miles an hour on an electronic device.
Thank you,
Or
sir.
other devices.
Need to wrap it up,
It's
Gillis.
only safety. That's what I want to bring up.
Thank you.
And
Thank
another
you.
thing too.
Your time is up, sir. Your time is up.
And who assumes the liability in case of any injuries or accidents?
Thank you. Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to discuss any item on our consent agenda? Yes, ma'am. Don't start till you get to the microphone so we can
We
record.
need to be able to record.
Liz Palma, Holly Hill. By mobility devices, do you mean like manual wheelchairs, electric wheelchairs?
You'll get an answer when your 3 minutes is up.
We don't want to interrupt your 3 minutes.
So I understand what you're saying about like the scooters and bikes and stuff, but like if you need to be in a wheelchair, you shouldn't have to be on the road while someone with you is on the sidewalk walking. So, but the other parts I do understand.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to discuss anything on the consent agenda? Seeing none, we'll close audience participation. For clarification reasons, I would like to pull item 3 so that we can respond to the concern. Item 2, the citizen was in favor of it, so I would like to leave that on a consent agenda. But I also like to pull number 9 and recuse myself for conflict of interest. Is there any other commissioner that'd like to pull anything else from the consent agenda?
No.
Okay, so I'll entertain a motion for approval of the,
Hold on just a second, sorry. Did we discuss some of the AA meetings and stuff that are still meeting at the park? Because a lot of those people do smoke.
they won't be allowed to smoke if this passes.
Yeah, when we discussed this item before, we discussed all that.
Yeah, I remember. So that's as far as it went. Ooh, that's as far as it went.
I just want to remind you that this, you already approved the ordinance adopting these violations. This is nothing more than setting the $50 fine.
Yeah.
So the details of the ordinance has already been approved.
Thank you, Joe.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion, Mayor, that we pull items 3 and 9 off the consent agenda. Other than that, I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Carries 4-1. So now we'll entertain a motion for item 3, which is Resolution 2025-R-74.
Can we answer her question?
Not until you make a motion to talk about it.
A motion to accept number 3.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. Mr. Forte's already explained it, but I wanted to have him the opportunity to explain that this is just the fine, that the resolution has already been put in place. So, would you restate what you said, Joe, about?
So, a couple of months ago, the commission was presented an ordinance to adopt the regulations with regard to these mobility devices. The item that's before you today is just the fine for somebody who violates that ordinance. But to answer that question, the devices that are included in here are the things like the electric scooters and electric bicycles. It doesn't include mobility devices like the scooters and the wheelchairs.
Thank you.
That's it.
Any other questions before we vote on that?
It says it, mobility devices.
In the title, but when you read the.
When you get the
when you read
definitions in the
definition of it,
ordinance.
Yeah, in the
you'll see that
ordinance,
it doesn't.
Okay.
In the ordinance itself, it defined what the devices itself are.
Is the ordinance written out?
We passed it, we already
Yeah,
passed
we
it.
approved that.
You had 2 readings on it.
We passed it 2 months ago.
You say it was completely written? Oh, I didn't
Yes.
see that.
We had the first and second reading on that.
So we're gonna, we have a motion and a second on item 3. We're gonna vote on that right now. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
No.
Carries 4-1.
Still says it.
I will now entertain, well, do I need to turn the gavel over now before I bring it up? Can I bring it up, Scott?
You can bring it up and turn it over.
Okay. We're going to entertain item 9, which is the package insurance policy renewal for fiscal year 2026. I will recuse myself and ask the vice mayor to take on this item.
You don't need to leave.
Yeah, you don't have to leave.
That's a motion to approve item 9.
I just need a motion to approve item 9.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second.
Now I need to let the public, if the public want to talk about it.
Do you have any comment from the public or questions from the public? Seeing none, we'll close, we'll entertain a motion. Already got a motion, we'll vote on it. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
John, you might want to just say
Carried.
why.
Carried 4-0.
Yeah.
You're out.
Okay. Thank you. Just for the record, my brother is a vice president for Brown & Brown, and I have a few stocks in the company. There really is no conflict of interest according to the Ethics Commission in Tallahassee, but there's a perceived conflict of interest because we share the last name, so to err on the side of caution, I didn't want to vote on the matter. Now we'll move to item 7 on our agenda, which is Resolution 2025-R-79.
Resolution number 2025-R-79 by title only for first and only reading. A resolution of the City Commission of the City of Holly Hill, Florida, approving a wastewater facility plan for incorporation into the city's SRF-SA HF1 grant application as prepared by Mead and Hunt, providing for several building, providing an effective date.
Joe, would you just like to state why this is before us again?
Yeah, the commission already heard these and approved these at a meeting, a couple meetings ago, and the problem that we have is the state came out and said because we didn't advertise it in the newspaper, that we had to advertise it and then rehear it, and that's the purpose of this evening. So what we're doing now, whenever we have to have a certain item that has to be published in the newspaper, it'll be added to the agenda item as a proof of legal ad or proof of publication so that the commission and the public can see that it's been advertised.
Any questions for Joe?
No.
Anyone from the audience like to talk about this? We have a representative here. Do you need to come and earn your pay for tonight?
DEP did request that we provide a presentation during the commission meeting, so we did prepare a PowerPoint. It's kind of long, so I'll try to run through it pretty quickly. Please interrupt me if you have any questions. So this is basically an outline for two facility plans, one for the wastewater plant and one for the water plant.
Hey, Tanner, are you doing both water and wastewater at the same time?
They're both in the same PowerPoint.
Okay, because your next agenda item is
Right.
wastewater, so this presentation can serve for both.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so the challenge with the wastewater plant is the city currently operates one wastewater plant. It's in need of critical upgrades to maintain Class 1 reliability and resiliency. The city's wastewater plant was significantly impacted by Hurricane Ian and during extreme rainfall events in 2023. This facility has a history of sewage capacity issues during severe events, and influent rates are 3 to 4 times the peak rated capacity of the plant. And on the water side, they currently operate one water plant that is vulnerable to flooding. This plant requires manual operations 24/7 during emergencies. Electrical systems and chemical storage are below the flood elevation, and there's general aging equipment all over the plant that's at the end of its useful life. Next slide, please.
That's it. That's the next one, or you want to do another one?
There should be more. That's the only thing you have?
That's
Here we
the
go.
next one.
Oh, sorry, I didn't. That's it. So the solution, on the wastewater side, the city has taken numerous I&I reduction programs, which is infiltration and inflow, throughout the collection system to mitigate impacts of severe weather. However, the geography and topography of the city minimize the effectiveness of these programs. So the most effective means preventing illicit sewage overflows and treatment capability at this facility is the construction of additional hydraulic conveyance, biological treatment, automation and effluent storage, and pumping capacity. And on the water side, we aim to enable remote monitoring and automated controls, elevate critical systems above flood levels, and improve operator safety and system redundancy. On the wastewater side, we outline 7 projects that we encompass in this plan. The anticipated project outcomes are sewage overflow mitigation, Class 1 reliability, facility automation, and increased effluent storage. These projects are new screenings, improvements to the EQ basin mixing system. We're adding an additional 3rd BTU, the biological treatment unit, new filters, a liquid disinfection conversion, an additional ground storage tank and pumping, and electrical automation and resiliency. So the first project is new screening. The existing influent bar screens have numerous operational challenges and require extensive repairs. The Seveco perforated plate screen was selected due to its capacity and capture rate. The new screens will keep up with peak demands during storms and continue solids capture during high flows. The EQ basin mixing improvements. We are proposing a new jet aspirating mixing system because it does not require external blowers and will save on energy costs. The additional 3rd BTU, and that's a picture of the actual BTU out there at the plant right now. The purpose of this project is to add critical hydraulic capacity and Class 1 reliability to the city's wastewater plant. This project will not only increase hydraulic capacity during severe events, but will allow the city to take existing BTUs offline for overdue maintenance. For filtration, we are proposing these Aqua Diamond cloth filters. It'll allow the capacity of filtration to increase from 4.2 to 11.2 mgd. Liquid disinfection conversion. This project involves converting the city's gaseous disinfection system to liquid disinfection. The existing disinfection system is gaseous chlorine, which presents health and safety concerns to staff and the surrounding community. Replacing with safer liquid chlorine storage and dosing reduces safety risks to staff and nearby residents. Additional ground storage tank and pumping. There's currently 1.5 mg reclaimed water storage tank at the city's plant. This tank has inadequate storage and causes the city to primarily discharge to the Halifax. This project involves adding a 2 million gallon ground storage tank and pumping to increase reclaimed storage and pumping capacity. Now switching over to the water plant, there's 8 projects encompassed in this plan. Those projects are replacing the aerator, some softening resiliency upgrades, the same liquid disinfection conversion, liquid ammonia conversion, a new generator, a ground storage tank mixing system, the water tower, and then electrical building and electrical automation resiliency. Aerator replacement. The existing aerator is coated steel from 1972 and has reached the end of its useful life, showing corrosion. A new aerator of aluminum construction for corrosion resistance and extended life. The capacity of the new aerator will be the same as the plant's capacity and allow for high peak flows. Softening resiliency upgrades. The existing East clarifier is aged and requires maintenance. The lime slaking system is labor intensive and requires hands-on operation. For the East clarifier mechanism, we are looking at a complete replacement with a new mechanism with bridge to extend the life of the clarifier, and a pre-slaked lime system. A new pre-slaked lime storage and dosing with automated dosing pumps provides redundancy and flood protection. This is similar to the wastewater plant, converting the gaseous disinfection to liquid disinfection. You get it, sorry. With the liquid ammonia, it's the same story. It's safer, and with liquid you can automate easier, and you don't require someone with boots on the ground during a hurricane. A new generator. The water plant currently receives power from the wastewater plant. Installing a dedicated generator and switchgear at the water plant to improve its reliability. Generators to be elevated to protect it from flooding and storms. Additional backup to help prevent loss of system pressure. With the ground storage tank, the existing ground storage tank has no mixing, increased potential need of dead zones, adding a chlorine dosing point before the ground storage tank to boost residual levels when needed. Installing a mixer in the ground storage tank to improve chlorine consistency in finished water and reducing the potential for harmful byproducts, enhancing plant resiliency and ensuring safe water during emergency operations. The existing water tower has a small storage volume and elevations restrict pressures at which the distribution system can be operated. The tower can have long storage times leading to issues with water quality. Our recommendation is to disconnect and remove the elevated tank, decommission, disconnect the distribution system, remove the elevated tower. And then the last one is basically constructing a new electrical building. This will be a new PLC-based I/O system with fiber optic interconnection and new SCADA software to the wastewater plant. Allows for automation of the plant, where the plant can be run without boots on the ground. You can run it remotely or high up in the wastewater plant's operation building. So a summary of that, on the wastewater side, the selected alternatives minimize the potential for sewage overflows and maximize operational efficiency during severe weather events. On the water side, we have enhanced flood resilience and operator safety, automated operations with remote monitoring capability, reduced operational risk and improved system reliability, and compliance with modern safety and regulatory standards. Total project costs, on the wastewater side, for those 7 projects, we estimate about $17.5 million. With the SAFI grant we have received, we got 9.3 for the wastewater plant. And on the water side, those 8 projects estimate about $10 million. And we received $9 million from SAFI, and then there's another $800,000 grant as well.
Thank you. Any questions?
No.
Thank you.
Just so you know, Tanner is the engineer that's doing the design for these from Mead Hunt. So he's our staff's point of contact.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It looked like the work on the BTU was really coming along.
It's almost done. A couple,
'Cause I thought it was gonna take longer than that.
oh, it's been going on for a long time.
Has it?
Yeah, it's been
Maybe
going
I
on for
don't
like
realize it.
6 months at least.
Okay. Maybe it doesn't seem that long.
But just to reiterate, that although these are water and wastewater projects, it's also going to help the stormwater side of things. So it all kind of links together.
And we couldn't have been any more blessed than to get the grants that we did.
And again, and I forgot her name, Cheryl with Mead Hunt is the one that assisted the city in writing for those grants. So that was extremely helpful to be put in this position.
Yes.
We have more dollars going towards water, stormwater, and stormwater in this city than we've ever had, probably in all the years combined.
Any more questions for Joe?
No.
Anyone from the audience like to comment on this issue? Yes, sir.
Jim McGarry, 342 Burley. If we're taking down the tower, how are we gonna repressurize?
You'll get more pressure. The tower can't handle the pressure that the new plant will supply. So by eliminating the tower, you actually get more pressure.
It's gonna be like a direct shot? Yeah, thanks.
Any further questions? Seeing none, we'll close public comments and entertain a motion for approval.
I'll make a motion, are we just doing one at a time? Okay. I'll make a motion to approve Resolution 2025R-79.
Second.
Any discussion needed? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It carries unanimously. Now we'll entertain Resolution 2025-R-80.
And I'll make a motion to approve,
Yeah.
oh, whoops, sorry.
Resolution 2025-R-80 by title only for first and only reading. Resolution of City Commission of the City of Holly Hill, Florida, approving a water facility plan for incorporation into the city's SRF-SAHF1 grant application that's prepared by Mead Hunt, providing for severability, providing for effective date.
Thank you. Any questions for staff?
I think all the questions were answered months ago when we did this,
For
Just
the
making
most
sure.
part, unfortunately, we just didn't meet their requirement
the advertising.
when we did it, so.
Anyone from the audience like to talk about this issue? Seeing none, we'll close public comments and entertain a motion for
I
approval.
will make a motion that we approve Resolution 2025-R-80.
Second it.
Any discussion needed?
No.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries unanimously. Now we'll move to our public hearings. The first one deals with 817 Center Avenue Special Exception Request.
Good evening, Commission, staff. My name is Josh Deal. I'm the senior planner at Holly Hill. The special exception we're looking at today is for 817 Center Avenue. It's a parcel in the B5 zoning district for the future land use of general retail commercial. The applicants are here tonight, and they're asking for a special exception to have a Type B service station at the location. Just to give you kind of a definition of what that is, Type B service station means it's a location that services automotive vehicles, which includes the sale of fuel, lubricants, and other products necessary to the operation of motor vehicles, including the sale and installation of accessories, tires, and batteries, minor engine tune-ups, wheel balancing and alignment and brake service, but not including other types of mechanical or body repair or the sale of motor vehicles. So the reason that we're here tonight trying to get this special exception, this location actually already had a service station prior. It's just that our code dictates that if a use is abandoned for greater than 12 months and someone is coming in to use it as a service station, they need to reapply. So the applicant is reapplying because after we were doing the BTR for this particular property, we noticed that it had been abandoned for more than 12 months.
Wow, I didn't think that had been that long either, when I saw that in the packet. Time just gets away from me, I guess.
Stay in town more.
Well, maybe that's it.
So yeah, it was abandoned for 12 months, and that code is actually in section 82-349, if you guys need to see it. Now, in order to approve the use of this as a Type B service station at this location, the City Commission must find that the site and conditions meet the requirements of Code Section 114682, which is specific to service stations. It outlines, specifically what needs to happen there for a special exception to be approved. Like I said, in the past, it's been used as a service station, and it was abandoned. So the staff's recommendations, we recommend conditional special exception approval to allow the property to be utilized as a Type B service station with the following proposed conditions. There's a fenced-in storage area, and we ask that that be made 100% opaque. I actually had code enforcement went out there today and took pictures. 100% completed already, so they did a really good job with that. Outdoor storage and staging of vehicles for more than 7 days at a time is prohibited. The hours of operation are to be limited from 8 a.m. to 6 p.m., and the applicants actually gave us those times, so that's their plan. Fuel stations are not a proposed part of the special exception. The people that did call me after the advertisement, everyone asked the same question. Is there going to be a fuel station here? Is it going to increase traffic? The answer for that is no for both of them. The following work and activities we are asking to be prohibited. It would be the exterior storage of tires and other vehicle parts, major auto body work, the sale of vehicles or vehicle parts except accessories, tires, and batteries, and major engine repairs and transmission work. Those are all within the definition of what a service station is in our code. Work on vehicles is limited to the sale and installation of accessories, changing tires and batteries, wheel balancing and alignment, brake service, minor engine tune-ups and repairs, meaning routine maintenance and small fixes to keep a vehicle running efficiently, such as oil change and fluid top-ups, routine inspections to ensure everything's functioning properly, placement of worn-out parts such as spark plugs, brake pads, and filters, minor tune-ups like changing distributor caps and spark plugs, and addressing minor issues like flat tires.
Distributor caps, really?
If you guys have any questions for me,
Any questions?
No, I don't have any questions.
Thank
I have a
you.
couple comments.
I got a question. Do you know if the fuel tanks are still in there, in that property? They're not? Okay, I was just curious.
This actually, Mayor, it's in my district, up the road from my house, looks 100% better. 100% better. And it was, I've lived in my home now for a little over 20 years. And the whole time I've lived in my home, it was a service station. Tony, actually, it was the garage. Him and his wife both had health issues. So that's why this kind of went out, because it was a very popular neighborhood garage, basically. But it looks 100% better.
Is the name gonna change? No, too bad.
Yeah, I can't remember what it was now, but.
Thank you. Any questions for staff or comments?
No, thank you.
Would anyone from the audience like to come forward? You'll be next, sir.
Name is Gillis Blaze, 710 Magnolia. I'm a DAV member, past commander. I'm the judge advocate. Any improvement on that corner would be a credit to the city.
It's already been approved, or improved. I know you've seen it, you live off the same street I do.
I said would be a credit if we had built somebody occupying the building.
Yes.
Okay? Bingo, 9:30 in the evening to 10 o'clock. That corner, that intersection, it is dark. Any improvement to that building or that business would be a tremendous asset to the city. And I would appreciate it, and my bingo players would appreciate it at night when they leave after bingo. And we have bingo on Wednesday from 6 o'clock to 9:30. Thank you.
Thank you.
Was that an advertisement, Gillis?
No, I'm selling Holly Hill.
Yes, sir, you were next in the second row.
Good evening, Mike Silver, 719 North Flamingo Drive. So that used to be a gas station, which they're inquiring about to put it into a service station now. So,
It was a service station.
all right, so it's going to be an auto repair.
That's what it was before.
Okay, so if they're going to do the tire and all the petroleum, are there going to be levees, so when the storms do come, all the chemicals don't rush into the neighborhood, which that's a highly residential neighborhood as well. And if they are storing tires, what kind of fire suppression system is that old building going to have? Because I believe it's a trust building. Just concerns, because that's my neighborhood. You know, and it does look great, I mean, but I get it. You know, new business, new revenue for the town, city. But what kind of precaution are you going to take for the residents around there if that does flood out? Because I am a retired fireman, I know what kind of mess that it makes. So are there going to be levies for all the petroleum and cars leak oil? Where does the oil go? In the ground. Spending 17 million, new wastewater system. What's the precautions of that? I'll wait for an answer.
When you sit down.
And Mayor, I'll just say real quick again, at least 20 years that I know of, it has been a service station. It was the exact same thing that they're wanting to make it again. So there is no change to what that business was.
Anyone else from the audience? Yes, ma'am.
Liz Palma, Holly Hill. I'm part of that group that got the letter 300 feet away from that. We have minor flooding whenever there's hurricanes. I'm not concerned. I've been there for 7 years and it's always, I was actually noticed it was closed. It's always been a place. So I don't have concerns about it flooding because we have very, very minor flooding over there and chemicals. So just be good, be nice, and we're happy to have you back. You all our cars get fixed right there.
Thank you. Anyone else like to come forward?
My name's Danny Gain. I live at 728 Palm Avenue, right corner from Bingo. I just want to answer this gentleman's questions. As far as
You just got to address us, sir.
any kind of waste oil that might happen there, we're not going to do a lot of oil change. Anything that happens there, we handle through Safety Clean. I don't know if you guys are familiar with them, but they have big drums that they pick up every 30 days. As far as the tires, enclosed trailer, they'll be put inside. We have a tire number. We'll take them out, dispose of right they should be. I put a lot of money in that building, put a lot of time in that building.
I can tell.
Inside and out. You guys are welcome to come look at the inside. And not done. I stopped because of this meeting. I wanted to make sure that I was going to be able to do what I want to do. Not done. Got old gas pumps going out there. It's going to look like an old time gas station when I finish it. But,
Gas pumps without fuel.
no fuel.
Yeah, I just want to make that clear for everybody. Yes.
So that's my intention. I'm not finished yet. I wasn't even close to being finished. But when I knew I had to jump this hurdle, I kind of stopped.
But it looks really good now. I commend
Some of
you.
know me, I went to school with some of you
Yes.
guys. I've never been one to have a junky place. I've never been one not to have nice equipment or anything like that. So that's not my goal. And I just wanted to answer his questions and assure him that there wasn't going to be no oil flying all over the place. That happens on the other end of 13th Street.
Thank you. Anyone else from the audience like to address this issue? Did you already come up, Jim? I'm confused.
No,
I've
he
lost
didn't.
track.
He didn't come up. He usually doesn't come up 2 or 3 times in a meeting, but
Yeah, Jim Legay, 342 Burley. We did the parking lot, permitted by Ricky.
I should have known that's why it looked so good.
Was that an advertisement?
That's an advertisement.
Yeah, was that an advertisement, Jim?
Anyone else from the audience like to address this concern? Seeing none, we'll close audience participation and entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
Have a motion, and we'll give it to Commissioner Snow as a second. Any discussion needed amongst the commission?
I just want to say thank you for improving it, and I look forward to seeing in the future.
That was what, since 1951?
1952.
Yeah.
It was an Edsel gas station.
I got one question.
Yes, sir.
For one of the participants. Is that your first parking lot, Jim?
Just for the record, I'd like to state that, any business, whether it's a service station or an insurance agency, has to comply with all the safety and fire codes of the city. And then a business like this has to comply with many more codes when it comes to fire suppression and safety. So we're going to make sure that everyone's safe over there. Any more discussion?
No.
No.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? It carries unanimously. We'll now move to item 2 of our public hearings, which is the discussion of 1539 Center Avenue nuisance abatement.
Mayor, Commission. So this discussion concerns the property at 1539 Center Avenue. It's owned by Mr. Jimmy Van, who is in the audience. The property was found to be in violation of codes that are listed in 2 exhibits in your agenda packet, Exhibits A and Exhibit B. This has been an issue that's been going on now for almost 2 years. If we go back to the fall of 2023, there was a stop work order that was placed on the property at 1539 Center Avenue because there was an unlicensed contractor who was in there doing work. There was a subsequent inspection that was done by our chief building official, who is also in the audience, and our code enforcement officer, who is here as well. And it was found that the property's interior, within the interior, there were multiple violations, and that the structure was in non-compliance with the Florida Building Code, the city ordinances, and the International Property Maintenance Code. The property owner was then issued a notice of violation for the violations. There was no response. The property was then taken to the special master on October 27th, 2023, the first time, and the special master found that the property was in violations of the codes that are listed in Exhibit A. The special master gave the property owner 10 days to come into compliance, after which time then fines would begin to accrue. The property was not brought into compliance, and it continued to deteriorate. In January of 2024, after email communication between REI Property Management and Louis Vigliotti, who was the engineer that was hired, and city staff, after that failed to produce any type of meaningful progress over time with the property owner, then by that point, the property had gotten so bad that a letter of condemnation for the property was issued. Then in March of 2024, permits were submitted by Sanjay Kumar of New Age Construction. I believe that he is in the audience as well. But they were denied due to the fact that their scope did not include any of the unpermitted work that had been done, and it needed to include that. Additionally, the permit application didn't address all of the code violations, and it didn't address any of the issues that were there with regard to the foundation of the property. Another notice of violation was issued on May 3rd, 2024. A notice to appear was issued on May 13th, 2024. And on May 24th of 2024, the property was again taken to the special master. The special master found that the property continued to be in violation of the codes that are listed in Exhibit B of your staff report. He also granted permission for the city of Holly Hill to demolish the structure with a ruling of same from this commission, as it was deemed to be a danger to public safety by our chief building official. There are some sample photographs of the property that are attached
And our city clerk is going through those. So this is these pictures were taken in February of 2025, and then we have some that will be shown as to what the property looked like this month. Again, this has been going on now.
And all that work was done without permits, is that correct?
The work that was done was done.
That we're
without
looking at
permits.
without
Yes.
permits?
Frank, can you or Ricky point out the issue that you have with the foundation or the wall, the fireplace, whatever that?
Yes, I can, you want to do that now, or you want me to do that?
If it's part of your routine, then no, whenever you do it.
Ricky, you want to come and talk about some of the permitting issues, and then I'll continue? Valerie, you start.
Go up on that, please. Go up. Oh, I'm sorry, go down. One more. Yeah, 8.2G. Okay, what are you looking at is the interior of the building. Originally, where the plywood piece is on the right side of the photograph, there used to be a fireplace right there. Very large masonry fireplace. It was actually part of the support because, go back to the other picture. 8.2, right there. Also on the right side, you see where it looks like a beam going across. It's actually just 2x4s. At the time that we found this, that was an enclosed beam. That also is the load point for the floor joists and the wall on the second floor. And there's also still a brick masonry chimney that was built back in the 40s or 50s when this house was built. Still hanging there. It is hanging there without any load bearing under it. That whole wall was taken out without permits. On the left side, the hole that you see right at the very beginning, that has been cut out, and the one back there that's got the anarchy symbol on the wall, that was also walls there. We have pictures that date back many years back, even when Sherry was here as a code enforcement officer.
Oh, wow.
That this used to be where we had the photographs showing the masonry wall, the windows on the back. The windows on the back have been moved. 2 bathrooms have been put in. Electrical system has been put in without permits. Full plumbing has been put in without permits. Some of the electrical wire is ran between, excuse me, the sheetrock and the window. On the outside of the window on the second floor front, outside of the window on the north side rear, you can see Romex running between the glass and the sheetrock that was covered. None of that meets code.
What did you just call that? Romex?
Romex is a wire.
It's a wire.
Oh, okay. You gotta remember, I know nothing.
You need to watch HGTV.
Well, apparently I do.
This photograph here that you see, where the piece is hanging down on the upper left, just to the left of that is the chimney. What you're looking at here is where someone tried to scab on a wall. Thank you, that helps. Someone tried to scab on a wall over this. I'll use this one over here. If it shows. It won't show.
It won't show.
Will it show them that one?
Below that whole wall, that foundation is exploded. You can pull the blocks out of it. I'll let you on that side. This wall right here is the wall that you received from the inside looking outwards. This has just been scabbed on. There's no load-bearing capacity to that whatsoever. This whole foundation system here and here, and then on the opposite, on the other side, excuse me, on the other side, on the north, the foundation wall, the concrete blocks, have been compromised. Some of them you can practically pull out. There's 2 to 3 inches deflection. The wall itself on this whole lower half is deflecting outwards. The bottom of it's deflecting outwards. There's rotted wood under this load bearing. There's rotted wood under this section of the load bearing. And please go to the front. I want to see what other pictures they've got here. This whole electrical system was put in without permits. There's a sub panel that was put in on the inside without a permit. And then the doors.
Can I just ask you real quick, going back to the original picture you showed us, where you said it was a beam,
On the inside.
if that would have been permitted, or if they would have tried to get permitting, I'm going to guess, not knowing anything about buildings construction, I'm going to guess you would not have permitted that.
This could have been permitted if we would have had the proper beams with it.
Okay.
Like engineered beams, proper floor systems. There's rotted floor joists in here. This whole back wall, this is just cover up. You can tell it from the outside. We have some close-up pictures.
So permitting would have made a difference.
The permitting would have made a large difference because you would have had an engineer involved, you would have had an architect involved, dealing with.
But my point is, that would have been possible.
It could have been
Okay.
possible, yes. At this time, it's a life safety hazard.
Right.
A major life safety hazard.
Thank you.
So that chimney there is not supported by the fireplace underneath it, it's just hanging there?
It's just hanging, yeah, okay. Can you,
On that one, right there?
that chimney right there is not supported by anything. The beam that you saw where Commissioner Penny was talking about going across, that is in that area. It is directly under that second floor wall. There's nothing holding and supporting that second floor wall.
Oh my God.
Same way here. This small section goes towards the outside wall. This section was cut open. That's hollow on the inside. There's no beams. It's not been properly done. Slide up.
And I have, go back to that one, please. Now, I wasn't a detective, I was in law enforcement, but I would say from the markings in there, those were not the people that were doing any work. Those were trespassers.
Those are trespassers.
Okay, so it's been, people have accessed this property. That's proof right there.
The front door is wide open. The back windows are wide open. The back door is wide open. The windows on the front, south side, but on the front, the big double windows, they were only covered up with tie back.
Right.
Every time we've asked for something, they'll kind of get covered back, but then they open right back up. This place has been open for over 2 years now.
Oh, I've been complaining about this place for a long time. I'm sure Joe was tired of hearing from me.
This is a close-up of that area where the whole beam should have been, where the second floor is sitting on top of it.
Wow.
Keep on going.
And I'm glad you're able to now describe these pictures, because obviously me looking at them, okay.
Keep going, please. Those are the windows that
Right.
are all open. These are open, and this is all open. And then the windows up here are broken. They're open to the elements. Please keep going.
So Ricky, in your opinion, do you think this was just someone trying to flip a house cheaply? Or did they have the intention of living there, or you think it's just putting lipstick on a pig and flipping
I
it?
don't think there was an intention of living there. I'm not sure. I can't really answer to that. All I can say is the person that they did have, that we caught over 2 years ago, had no license whatsoever that was doing the work.
Not permitted and not a licensed contractor?
Not permitted and not licensed. And the other people that we kind of caught doing the stuff, are not licensed. We've had unlicensed work. We have things right here, and in my opinion, and if I put this in front of anybody else that has a building official license, none of this work even come close to any codes.
And I remember when you and I have gone out to a couple properties together to look, and I remember some discussion about electric panels, because we had problems with that before when you and I went to a home together. And so kind of the same thing I'm taking it. My biggest concern with this property are the children that go to school right up the road across the street. And it has been for the last couple of years.
That's one of my concerns too.
That's my biggest
Especially
concern.
with the being compromised of all the load.
Right.
One of the pictures that you had just passed that was showing, it's hard to tell on this, but that's rotted wood all up under here for the joists and all. You can pick the termite damage and the rot wood. Keep going, please. I just want to see.
We're not even putting good Band-Aids on this.
That's the front door.
It's been accessible from the front, I know, for a very long time, because you drive by there and you can see that.
This was recently found, the last time we were out there, where you could see floor joists,
Right.
new joists that were scissored in, no permits, no licensed contractors. Same way with the plumbing. You can see old cast iron piping going into PVC. Again, we don't know who did it.
After a stop work order had been placed 2 years
After
ago.
a stop order has been placed. That's the new stuff that we recently found.
I don't think it was the homeless people in there doing that.
No.
No. Just keep going through it. So let's see if they have the wall in here. We close up the foundation. I don't think it's in here. There's electrical panels and stuff. Anyhow, I met with a contractor after REI had quit, and I met recently with the homeowner and the contractor and an engineer. The contractor and the engineer both suggested to the owner, along with I did, that this thing needs to be tore down and started over, because the foundation is too compromised. And in fact, the engineer, I don't remember his name, that the contractor had come in with, even suggested that it's so compromised, it needs to start up because it's holding this whole house, and that's one of the problems you're gonna have. Anytime you have a foundation that's compromised. It was also mentioned to Mr. Van at that time that he needed to get back with us as soon as possible. This is back around March, April, May. That's the right there. That's the compromised foundation. You can see the holes in the brick and the block and how it's disjointed outwards. Getting shifted outwards. But I've never gotten anything back from Mr. Van ever since that time, when he was supposed to get back with us on whether or not he was going to tear it down, rebuild, or try to do a major remodeling with this, but the whole foundation will have to be done. And at that point, you know, this is just it's a violation of all of it.
Well, there's a slew of violations, but there's a huge, huge safety concern.
Yes, there's a huge safety concern, and at this point, any work that would be done to this house, if they wanted to try to remodel this house, will be a level 3, according to the Florida Building Code, existing building, which means the value of the structure of the work is over 50% of the value of the home, and right now the value of the home is set around $100 and something thousand. That's where I came from with it. So everything
New codes.
will have to come up to current code.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Any questions for staff?
So that brings us to the spring of 2025. The contractor and the owner had meetings with city staff to discuss the status of the structure and the violations. There were no solid answers from the owner as to addressing the current issues, and the contractor did not move forward. Fines from November 6th of 2023, August 31st of 2025, or to August 31st of 2025, are $50 per violation for 6 violations and are accumulating at $300 a day. The amount owed as of September 23rd, 2025 is $206,100. There's also a magistrate fine of $50 that is $500 that's owed. A title search was done for the property by our city attorney, who found that there were 5 interested parties listed in the title report. All of them were notified by staff via certified mail, return receipt requested, of this meeting and its subject matter, and that is why they are here. So given the long history of the homeowner's failure to correct all violations or demolish the structure, and given that this situation has continued to exist for an extended period of time, despite repeated efforts by staff, the use of liens and orders of the special magistrate, staff requests that following in accordance with our code enforcement ordinance number 3083. 1, that based on the evidence submitted, the commission make a finding that a nuisance exists and has been allowed to exist in violation of Section 3-200, which was formerly known as Section 26-61 and 26-62, and that the commission give the homeowner no more than 30 days from the date of this meeting to remove the nuisance based on Section 3-200 of the city's satisfaction in accordance with the code. And finally, that if the homeowner fails to remove the nuisance by October 23rd, 2025, the commission authorize city employees, subcontractors, and/or agents to enter the property and demolish the structure in accordance with Section 3-200 of our code, and to further authorize that all expenses incurred by the city for demolition be paid by the property owner, and that if the property owner fails to pay such costs and expenses, that they be recorded as a lien on the property, or if such expenses qualify, that they be added to the property's non-ad valorem portion of the property tax bill. That concludes my presentation.
Any questions for Brian at this time? Scott, I have a question. In the title search, it said there was 5 interested parties. Were there lien holders? Any of those
Most
interested?
likely, they're
Okay.
probably gonna know.
And so if once we notify them, I'm assuming that the home is the collateral for the lien holders, this would be their time to speak now or forever hold their peace?
Correct.
Okay. Are there any interested parties that are lien holders on this property here in the audience this evening? Are you a lien holder, sir? Okay, I just want to know if there's any lien holders here. Okay. All right. So would you like, you're the owner, sir, would you like to come forward? Before you start to speak, I just want to ask clarification that it's my understanding that at the last special master hearing, the recommendation was to demolish the home due to public safety.
The special master gave us permission to do so, found that the violations do present a public hazard, gave us the permission to have the property demoed. That would have to be done with a ruling the same from the city commission.
Okay, thank you. Okay, yes, sir.
My name is Jamie Grant. I live in Orlando, so I doing the work with Mr. Sanchez on Orlando.
You need to get a little closer to the microphone. We can't hear you.
I'm doing the work in Orlando, like we buy the house, and with the bad condition, a lot of violation, a lot of things happening in the house, but we clean up the mess. We got all the permit done, we got everything up to code, and we got the house successful in Orlando.
We don't want to talk about the house in Orlando. We want to talk about this house here in Holly
On
Hill.
the house right here, when I bought it, at the time that I got the house, I was called, I think I met him one time with, one of the cost enforcement.
Did you apply for a permit before
got
you
the-
began the work?
No, I just bought the house, and the house was a violation, something painting, whatever. And,
Did you begin work without a permit issued by the city of Holly Hill?
No. I was all out of town with, at the time that I hired one of those contractors named Chris, that he told me that he got all license and everything. And I would hand the check for him to.
And you do this for a living in Orlando? You flip houses for a living and you didn't check the contractor's licenses?
I would work with Mr. Sanchez, he had a license. But the time that the guy that given me the license, that he said he had license, so I would trust him with them.
Did you get a copy of his license or a certificate of insurance before you began the work without a permit?
I would got the license with him that pull up the roof, that he had the roof pull permit, and he said he pulled the window. And after that, then I was stuck in out of town and out of country.
For 2 years? You've been out of town for 2 years?
Yes, I just come back for like 3 months. The first day I went flight, when I arrived, I came here, I met him with the contractor license. I was going down without a license before.
And your engineer and your architect at that meeting, your engineer and your contractor at that meeting suggested that you tear the building down?
Now we just talk about it, and then I'm thinking about to take that down and then build the new one in.
I don't think you're going to have a choice in the matter here, sir.
Yeah, so I have, if didn't know that the guy was working there without a license at all when I'm out of town.
Mayor.
Basically, I'm losing
Can I
paying all the
please?
money for him, but he kept telling me that he did pull the permit. And he emailed me in online that he did that with the roof and all that. Then I saw the roof was full permit, and I would believe that he kept doing the inside the same thing.
Did he just say he saw a permit?
I saw the.
You
permit
saw a copy of the permit?
with
That might have been for the roof.
Okay.
Did they have the roof permit? In here, right, in this house?
Okay.
Did we have the roof permit in this house? Because he showed me that before I let him continue.
The roof permit was pulled by a roofing contractor, and it was pulled after the violations for the rest of the building. And then when it was caught for the rest of it, they decided to do a roof on it. There was an application put in for the windows, but that was the one that was also turned down because none of it had the rest of the building in it with all the violations.
Yeah, basically he did send me something with permit on it, not everything. But when I came back, I found out that everything was horrible. Look, I never done this before in my life, like this kind of stuff without me.
Maybe you just never got caught
I didn't
before.
know, yes. So I wasn't
So-
know. The first day I drive to airport, I drive straight with St. J, with the architect, and I meet him at this building.
Right, but that's within the last 60 days? Within the last 60 days that happened? I think you're very lucky that an elementary school kid didn't go in there and get hurt or light the place on fire and burn it down, and then you're gonna lose everything you own to a huge lawsuit.
That's why I'm here today, to being honest that whatever it needs me to get it done, I will, because I was here in town.
I think the time to come and have that discussion was 2 years ago. You were notified by certified mail. The first special master, I don't believe you even attended. The second special master, you were notified before that the liens were going to accumulate if you did nothing, and you chose to do nothing. You chose to ignore it because you weren't here. But our citizens had to deal with it every day. We had to drive past it and worry, is it going to catch on fire and burn the neighbor's house down? Is a child going to get hurt in there? It's a life safety issue, sir.
Yeah, sorry about that, but I have an issue with the passport that traveling.
That's not my problem. That's not our problem. Your passport is not our problem, sir.
When my first day came here, I went right at here, 2 times. One time with
Well, I'm telling you, it's,
say that he's sick, he wasn't around, and then I come back again. I was responsible for.
that horse has already left the barn 2 years ago, sir. You're way too late. I'm holding Commissioner Curry back because she's going to rip you a new one. So I'm trying to talk to you calmly and peacefully, but if I unleash her, she's going to come at you.
He's right.
I want to hear. I'm not here to hear your excuses. We're here to tell you that if we take action on this, we're going to give you a deadline to correct these issues. We're going to give you how long? 30 days. We're going to give you 30 days to correct these issues. The special master gave you 10 days to correct the issues 2 years ago.
Mayor,
Let me just add,
just one time. Hang on.
Hold on.
Can you come here, Brian, please? You can just stand there. I need to talk to him a minute. It's safe, I promise. Okay, I just heard what he said about we're going to give him some time, but I'm hearing the foundation is bad. So,
Time that is purely arbitrary. It is a suggestion that staff is giving. You can give less time if it pleases the commission.
okay.
In my expert watching of HGTV with my wife every night, there's no way this building will come into compliance in 30 days based on all of the code violations that are there.
I understand that, and if there's no way, why are we going to give time?
Well, the only thing-
I am so concerned about the kids' safety.
the only thing that you can do in terms of time is within a certain period of time, require that an engineer get involved and provide solutions. And then after that, a certain period of time for corrections to be made. But I want you to keep in mind that this goes back to June of 2022, when we did a lien reduction, and part of that lien reduction was to have this property in compliance in 6 months. 6 months from June of 2022.
Mayor, can I hear from the attorney real quick, please?
Sure.
Thank you. Scott, do we have to give time for this fictitious repair to take place?
Well, I think
Or can we go ahead and say, this meets all the requirements, it needs to be demolished?
you can say it needs, you can say it needs to be demolished, or within 30 days, you need to come into compliance. And one way to come into compliance is
But it's a fantasy that it's going to come into compliance. I don't want to give
No,
any more time.
he could pay to demolish it. He could pay to demolish it on his own.
Okay, I got you, okay.
He could probably demolish it.
Can I ask real quick, are you planning to demolish this property?
I'm planning to do anything to correct it. I will.
Are you planning to demolish this property? Because it can't be corrected in 30 days. You got problems with the foundation,
Yeah, I
you got
will.
problems everywhere.
Basically, if it needs to be demolished, I will. I have no challenge.
So if we agree to give you 30
I will.
days, you're going to have it demolished.
Licensed contractor to demolish it, get everything back to the ground, clean the place, get the fence up to get it safe, and I will. 'Cause I didn't know what they did in the past, I wasn't here, but I will.
Okay, but you've been notified the whole time, and I really don't like accepting the excuses. I didn't know, I was out of town, I was out of the country. Wait a minute, I'm talking, it's my time. Yes, they are excuses. You got notification, you were taken to our board and seen before the special master, you were given lien reductions before, so you were well aware of the safety issues of this home. And you've got pictures that people have been inside it. You are very lucky that a child didn't go in there and get hurt or killed. Do you not understand that? It is a danger. Okay, I'm getting off my high horse, I'm sorry.
I know, passion and anger, passion and
Yes,
anger.
I know,
Really
I know.
So,
I am not in favor, Mayor, of giving him 30 days, 60 days, whatever, to repair this. It's not going to happen.
Commissioner, you're using the wrong term.
come into
Okay.
compliance is the term.
Okay, coming into compliance.
And coming into compliance could be demolition. So
Okay.
you can give him 30 days to come into compliance, which includes demolition.
And like we did at the previous places that we've had to do this, at the 30-day mark, we will then go in and take care of it.
You can authorize, at the end of the 30 days, if it's not done, then you could authorize the staff to go ahead and hire a contractor to go ahead and do it. And then, as Brian mentioned during the presentation, we will take that fee and we'll place it on the tax bill. And when that tax bill is satisfied, we'll get reimbursed.
And
And in the past, when the one on Grove that we did, we had to wait.
You would have to wait for us to get price quotes.
That's,
We would still
see,
have to
that's
do.
my problem. I don't want to wait.
We have to wait no matter what. No, we would, even if what you can say to us is, we can go out and start getting price quotes tomorrow, and at the end of 30 days, if it's not done, we will have our price quotes
That
ready to
would
go.
be satisfactory.
We can do
Okay.
that.
Okay. Thank you, Mayor,
so,
indulging me.
so my question is, if the property is demolished by the applicant to come into compliance or is demolished by the city, let's say it's 30 grand, what happens to the $206,000 lien on the property that we have? Stays.
You already issued a lien release on this property.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So this is a losing battle.
Yeah, there's no
for the
good
property
outcome
owner.
on this.
There's no good outcome for the property owner. I don't think there's any, I don't think, if I was him, I wouldn't spend another dime demolishing this place. I would walk away, I would run away as fast as possible because we're never going to give him another lien reduction. So why would he spend any more money? So let's shorten the time to 10 days. To
I'll
get
be good
things
with
started,
that.
to get things started faster, because if I'm him, I'm not spending a dime on this property. Because if he fixes it, he still owes us $206,000. He's negative in the hole and he has a piece of dirt.
I just have a real problem with the safety issues.
I think you stated your case, sir, so I'm gonna, it's gonna turn this over to commission discussion, unless unless the commissioner has any more discussion from the applicant.
Yeah.
Thank you for your time, sir.
I got a question. I don't know if it'd be out of place or not. We're never probably gonna see any money from this. I mean, possible, who knows? I don't know if this is even proper to put it this way. Do you relinquish the property to the city, sign it over to the city?
No.
We don't want it.
We don't want it.
No, to take ownership of it, to keep you out of the fines that you owe. You're still gonna owe over $200,000 on this. You're gonna owe $200,000 whether it's tore down or not.
We don't want to take ownership. It
Yeah,
comes out of tax.
we don't want ownership of the
Basically, I
property.
just want to clean up the mess. I don't want to make any money out of it. I don't want.
You're not gonna make any money. You're still going
If I need
to
to
owe.
demolish it to make it the city happy, like look clean, and
We don't want the
You
liability.
understand that you're
I will.
still going to owe over $200,000 even after the house is gone.
It's not an option, man.
Do you understand what's happening here? You understand completely 100% what's happening?
Yeah, if
Yeah, that's-
I do anything to even if it pick up the house, I will sign over it to.
We don't want.
No, we don't want your property.
You're not gonna
I
see
don't- I
anything
don't need
from
it.
this at all.
I just
Yeah.
want to be like corrected where it's being wrong.
From it, you're better off taking it.
We don't want to take it, we don't want the liability, we don't want the exposure. The demolition cost will be placed on the tax lien, and we will recover it at some point. So, thank you, sir, you can have a seat.
Thank you.
So I'm going to open it up to the audience. Would anyone from the audience like to add to this discussion? Seeing none, I'll close audience participation and entertain a motion to see if it receives a second, so we could then.
Mayor, I would like to make a motion. I'm looking on my calendar, though. Hang on a minute. I will make a motion, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that on Friday, October the 3rd, if we don't receive satisfactory, help me out here, Scott. Compliance, then we give permission to city staff to move forward with demolishing the property, placing it on the tax bill, thank you. And I would like staff to go ahead and begin the process of pricing, so we're not delayed any longer.
Scott, do you need to restate that?
You might need to clean that up a little bit, Scott.
Well, I mean, we don't need permission. We already notified him here. We didn't notice it. Okay.
Do you need to clean that up?
No, sure.
I second it.
Thank you.
Any discussion needed amongst the commission?
No.
So to summarize, he has until October 3rd to come into compliance. If not, staff is directed to bring the property into compliance, i.e. demolition.
Immediately after that.
As soon as possible.
Okay, as soon as possible.
In the 10 days between now and the October 3rd date, staff is to get price quotes so that they're ready to go on October 4th.
Well, it'll probably be the 6th because they don't work on Saturdays, but
As soon as the
contract is-
yes. Thank you. Beautifully said. You got it?
Yeah, the coming into code compliance doesn't address the outstanding lien on the property or any other.
Just stops the accumulation.
Well, you know, the city doesn't want, there's no deal to make.
I just want it taken care of for the safety of the kids.
Yeah, it doesn't financially make any sense.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion amongst the commission necessary?
No.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Carries unanimously. Now we'll move on to communications from our city manager.
The only thing I have a question with regard to the Christmas parade, and I know that the commissioners agreed to go ahead and carry the first balloon down the parade. The
We're
question-
gonna let Roy drive his golf cart, though.
Roy's going to drive ahead of you. The question is the reviewing stand. Are you still anticipating a reviewing stand, or should we not have a reviewing stand?
I'd like to watch the parade.
You can watch it from anywhere, there's not being a reviewing stand.
I'm just saying, I wanna watch the parade. You gonna mark off a little area so I can save a chair or something?
I still want a viewing stand.
What's that?
I like a viewing stand. You're up above. you can
I'm
kind of
just, I'm just
Hey,
asking. 'cause
looks
I
like-
this is my last parade.
gotta
I
find,
need a reviewing
I
stand.
gotta find a place to put it, that's all I'm finding out.
Looks like we want a reviewing stand, Joe.
All right,
Sounds,
It's my last parade, so.
we'll work on a reviewing stand.
for the city hall, man.
No, it's
boy, I can't wait to see what comes.
gotta be down by like Kittles.
Yeah.
I'd like to have, like, I'd be able to have a place to stand up there this time, man.
Anything else, Joe?
That's it.
Scott?
Actually, I do.
I thought you would.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, I need to kind of update you on,
Pull your microphone out. I don't think they can hear you in the
need
back.
to update you on the, probably heard about what the First District Court of Appeal did, where they ruled that Florida's ban on open carry is unconstitutional. Give you a real quick thumbnail history. You may have heard, I think it was in 2008, U.S. Supreme Court ruled in something called the Heller decision, which dealt with the Washington, D.C. case. And that kind of changed the dynamics of possession of guns. In 2017, there was a Florida Supreme Court case called Norman, which the Florida Supreme Court ruled that the state's ban on open carry law, that law, was constitutional. In 2022, there are a couple cases that went to the U.S. Supreme Court where the U.S. Supreme Court said, well, what happened after Heller in 2008, I believe? Federal district courts started adopting review criteria to evaluate, to implement Heller, what the Supreme Court ruled in Heller on reviewing new Second Amendment challenges cases. So that's what this Florida Supreme Court did in the Norman case in 2017, reviewed, upheld Florida's Second Amendment, upheld as constitutional our ban on open carry based on this two-step process that the courts had outlined after Heller. In 2022, the U.S. Supreme Court looked at a couple cases, said, no, that two-step process is not what we meant by Heller, changed it, and clarified it. And then you have the First District Court of Appeal come along and basically ruled that since the U.S. Supreme Court evaluated the review criteria that the Florida Supreme Court used to uphold our Constitution, our ban on open carry, that Florida Supreme Court opinion is now a nullity. There is no precedent out there, so the First DCA issued their ruling on September 10th of this year. The Attorney General came out and said, we're not appealing it. It's final. The Attorney General also said that because this is the first District Court of Appeal to rule on the state's ban on open carry since the 2022 U.S. Supreme Court decision, this is now binding throughout the state of Florida. There is some precedent legal precedent when a DCA one DCA rules on an issue of, in essence, first impression, that no other DCA has ruled on, that is the binding precedent for the state until another DCA rules may be contrary to it, and you get what's called a conflict, and that conflict then goes to the Florida Supreme Court. Well, there are attorneys out there who think that the first DCA opinion isn't valid throughout the whole state of Florida because, in essence, the first DCA overruled the Florida Supreme Court. And what should have happened is the first DCA should have sent the opinion, certified the question to the Florida Supreme Court, saying basically, hey, you need to reevaluate your ruling in Norman because of the change in the law in the U.S. Supreme Court, but recognize the precedent, it's the Florida Supreme Court. So you need to look at your opinion again, and that should have been certified. That wasn't done. or the Attorney General should appeal it for that reason. That wasn't done. So one of the issues you have out there right now, and I got several issues I got to go through, but the first one is, there's some people who do not think the first DCA case is binding throughout the whole state of Florida. Let's assume it is binding. The question is, what is the impact? What is the impact of now invalidating open carry in Florida with our existing laws? There are some who look to language in the concealed weapons permit statute. There's a list. The News Journal published the list. The General Counsel for the Police Chiefs Association has agreed that this list is authorized, basically prohibits the carry of certain guns in about 15 identified areas, places. One of those places is public meetings. That's really kind of one of the focuses here. But when you read it, that's not what the law says. The intro to that law says, just because you have a concealed weapon permit, it does not authorize you to carry a concealed or open handgun, a concealed weapon, or concealed firearm. So it doesn't prohibit anything. It says it doesn't authorize you. You gotta understand, this concealed weapon permit statute was written when we had a ban on, open carry. That was a ban. So in essence, what the law was saying is, okay, you qualify and you're going to get this concealed weapons permit, but that doesn't mean you can carry it everywhere. There are bans out there that is still going to be in place in certain areas. Let me list 15 areas that say, just because you have to open your concealed weapon permit, you cannot carry those 3 items I listed in these areas. One of those being public meetings. So you have some people who say that's not a ban. There is no ban. You have the Second Amendment that authorizes the carry, and if you look, there is no ban to carry a gun in these public meetings. There isn't. But even if you get past that, let's say that is a ban, as worded, everybody acknowledges that ban applies to concealed or open carry of handguns, concealed weapons, and concealed firearms. Which means you can walk in here with a shotgun, a rifle, an AR-15, or an AK-47, and there's absolutely no prohibition.
So then that means we can be armed now.
You can be armed now. So,
only if city policy allows. State law may allow for it, but city policy does not.
We might have to look at city policy.
You can create that policy.
Well, we gotta be careful about who that policy applies to.
I understand. Obviously, it wouldn't be something that we would just
Right.
willy-nilly do. I mean,
You
we,
can't apply that policy to the public.
right.
So, the question is, when the chief person sent me a memo from the police chief's general counsel, police chiefs association general counsel, it was talking about, hey, this ban is statewide, it's gonna be present throughout the state, it's final. I talked to some attorneys.
And that's what the chief sent us, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It could have been the first or second one.
Okay.
So I sent it, I talked to some attorneys I work with, I said, this is a first DC opinion, is this really binding everywhere in the state? And the attorneys I talked to said, no, that's not how it works. So I sent it to some attorneys, city attorneys I communicate with quite a bit, and said, hey, how are your jurisdictions doing this? And that was probably the end of last week. Well, no, beginning the end of the week before that. So there has been meetings and discussions all this last week about this. On Friday, we had a meeting, a conference call, to see kind of what everybody's doing. I was hoping there was going to be consensus. This is how we're handling it, and there really isn't. Where it sits right now, Port Orange, DeLand, and Volusia County Sheriff are not going to enforce the list of items where you can't bring a gun under the concealed weapons permit. They're not going to, they don't interpret that to be a ban. So in Port Orange and DeLand and Volusia County Sheriffs, you can take a gun into the public hands, any. And what they're going to enforce, there's a law that says you cannot display a gun, a firearm, in a careless, reckless, angry, or rude way. And that's what they're going to enforce, and in talking with Joe and talking to others, basically, hey, you can carry a gun. Law allows that. But as soon as you start to bring it out of the holster or take it off your shoulder, you're going to have a cop. That's where it's going to cross the line in that statute. Orman, Daytona, New Smyrna are still looking into it. I'm not sure where it's going to go, how they're going to handle it. But I talked to Orman today with their attorney, and they seem to be kind of leaning towards, at least their legal staff is leaning towards what Port Orange, DeLand, and Volusia County is doing. Also, Seminole County and Lake Mary are taking the same position, that they're not going to interpret there's 15 places you can't carry a gun.
Well, schools are one of them.
School is one of them, the jail, police department, but then there are other laws, so you have to fall back to other laws. Basically what happened is the first DCA created a bunch of voids in our laws over guns when they took the ban on open carry.
They created a mess.
They created a mess, they created voids. There's some areas where there's not regulation. Now, there's some, you can't have a gun within 1,000 feet of school, so that's still a state law, a law. I'm sure there's federal rules, you can't have guns in airports.
So those laws still apply.
Those laws still apply.
So that's what you're talking about, to go back on the other laws. Okay.
Fall back to other laws, some jurisdictions are going to fall back to the language in the concealed weapon law. There's some jurisdictions that are not doing that because they don't view that as a ban. They just said the concealed weapon didn't authorize you to go in there into these areas, but that didn't prohibit you from going in there because there was a previous ban of those areas that now is gone. So there is, so you got to find the other law. You can't rely on that concealed permit law as a prohibition. So that's kind of where many jurisdictions are falling. And so you couple the fact that the state has created this, between the Supreme Court, or the first DCA, not appealing it to the Supreme Court, we've created this void. Couple that with the preemption that the state legislature adopted several years ago that took away our ability to adopt any regulations of guns and ammo. We can't fix the problem that's now been created. And there's some very severe penalties if we try to do that and enforce those laws. They're kind of, a $5,000 fine on each one of you that you have to pay personally, can't use public funds. That's the way it's written. So it's very severe, so it's broadly interpreted with severe penalties, and I think that's what the main reason like Port Orange, DeLand, and Volusia County were saying, one, they don't anticipate it being a problem. They think the only people who will really try to push this are the ones who want to push the envelope of what they can do on government properties, on a YouTube channel so they get clicks, and they want to be arrested so they can sue. If we end up getting sued over those things, you got, a federal violation potentially, the Second Amendment, you have that potential preemption violation of state law. It's a major issue it turns into. And these law enforcement agencies, the ones I've talked to, believe they can use other laws on the books to adequately protect, our chambers. And that's the one about you can't display a gun. If you go to display a gun in a rude or an angry manner, that's a misdemeanor right there. So it's a little vague, I get that, but that's what they're going to fall back to. We believe there's going to be lawsuits pretty quickly over this because some jurisdictions interpret it different. They say that language in the concealed weapon permit is a prohibition, so if somebody walks into council chambers, they're going to be arrested for violating that. They even don't display it in any particular way. That will get it in the court system. And then others hope that the legislature addresses this issue. They need to say, if everybody believes that those 15 areas are truly that are listed in the concealed weapon permit statute are true prohibitions, adopt a law that says you can't carry a gun in these 15 areas. That addresses the issue, makes it clear. But the way it sits right now, it's not clear. So that's kind of where we sit. I sent a memo to Joe Bryan, the chief, yesterday. I don't know if Joe shared it with you all. But
Yeah.
outlined it, had the 15 areas I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
Yeah.
Listed some of the other statutes that are out there. And we obviously need to monitor this to see what changes occur. But, like I told Pearson the other day, I was like, look, you might see somebody walking down the sidewalk with a rifle in their back. Just don't freak out. That's just to change the law.
Right.
So, but I just want to kind of update you on that, because I know you will hear inconsistent things. Depending, you listen to Grady Judd, he has a different opinion from the news. You read the news journal, they say something different. But I thought that
That's why I was relying on the chief and you.
it's a little bit of a mess right now, unfortunately.
It's a big mess.
And I would like for it to be able to say, we all interpret it the same way, we're all going to enforce it the same way. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. But that's all.
Thank you, sir.
Next time, could you have better news?
What's that?
I was just wondering if I could ask him a question from the law enforcement side of it. If a person's carrying open, does that give the officer probable cause or not to stop an FIM? Because it is still illegal for a felon to carry a gun.
It's a criminal question. I don't do criminal law, but I don't know. Honestly, I don't know the answer. When I was talking, I wanted to make sure that we could still do metal detectors here. And I thought, and we can, but we're not going to exclude anybody.
Right.
But we can identify.
That's what I was gonna say. It at least lets us know.
This lets us know, and I told the chief I have absolutely no problem if he has an officer sit right behind him. Yeah, we got 5 people, we got 5 officers in here, sit right behind him. Whoever's hearing him. So, is it, that's a good question. I honestly don't know that it's,
We don't want to be the first one to do it.
yeah. Because you wouldn't be able to get a concealed weapons permit if you have a felony, presumably, you're not allowed. But if someone's open carry, can you run a background check on them to make sure they're lawfully doing it? It's a good question. Yeah, is that probable cause? Right. I don't know, that's really a question for the state attorney's office. And that was the other aspect of this. The police, I and the police department can interpret it one way, but the state attorney's office doesn't do anything with it.
Right.
Then, all of a sudden, we're getting ourselves opened up to a false arrest claim.
Yeah.
I'll
Well,
try to
it's-
see if I can find an answer if anybody has an opinion for that, and let Chief know he can share it with everybody. It's a good question.
Yeah. And thank you for that information. It's unfortunate that we have to have these conversations. It's unfortunate that several months ago, we had to put a metal detector in here for everyone's safety in this room. Chief, will you come up for a second?
That only applies to rifles. You can't have a handgun in here.
Openly carrying.
That's anything.
Yeah, and just,
Holstered, exposed,
I just want to put a light on,
That's what some cities are interpreting.
and can it be covered up, concealed?
I think it'd be either way.
Be either way.
so I put it for the members of the audience here, the commission is all aware of this, but I just want to bring something to light, how serious this is and how broken our society is right now. Chief, can you shed some light on the Facebook issue that just happened in the last 48 hours in our city?
Well, I was, Chief Williams, Holly Hill Police Department. I was notified yesterday by an employee. They had took a screenshot of a Facebook post where the poster stated that the conversation was about the rising property taxes bill that was probably going to be implemented with the city of Holly Hill. One of the posters basically made the threat that if he received a hike on his property taxes, that he would come down to City Hall and shoot everyone down here. So once we were notified of that, we conversed with the city manager and our detectives. We began looking at it, investigating it, And by this morning, we had already basically made the arrest of that individual, and we posted that information on our social website as well, making sure every citizen here get the picture and the information that this type of behavior is not going to be tolerated, period. This is not a political issue. This is a safety issue, and we will address it quickly. So,
Thank you. Thank you for that
Thank
swift
you.
response. Thank you. Got a couple things, and then I'll turn over to Commissioner Snow. The Mayor's Golf Tournament got rained out. It's rescheduled for October 4th. I want to thank two of our sponsors, The Alternative. You owe me some money? Yeah. And also Fast Signs. They've provided all the printing for our tournament. So it's going to benefit the Dolly Parton Imagination Library, the Seabreeze Kiwanis Club, and our Holly Hill Police Foundation. So thank you for all your support. It's not too late. If someone wants to give me some money, I'll put your name on a sign. I'll pay for the next sign. But that's coming up October 4th. And
this is the second year of that.
it's the 29th year.
Okay, well, all right.
Actually, Mayor Bill Arthur started it. He turned it over to the Chamber of Commerce, and then the Chamber of Commerce turned it over to...
They kind of renamed it, though. So,
but just an interesting fact, you guys know, those of you that know me know I'm a math freak. But we talk about rain and flooding and how much water is in the rain that we receive. So I actually got some calculations together and tried to calculate if we get 1 inch of rain in our city, which is 4 square miles, how many gallons of rain is that? It's mind-blowing how many gallons of 1 inch of rain is. 1 inch, we don't have any problems with 1 inch of rain. We get 3 inches of rain in an hour, we've got a problem. Well, for Mobile and Graham, right? If we get 6 inches of rain in 24 hours, we have a problem. If we get 21 inches of rain in a 24-hour, the whole city has a problem. But 1 inch of rain over 4 square miles is 69,500,000 gallons of water. Just interesting. No one else may think that's interesting but me, but
That's
as a
because
numbers
you're a
guy,
numbers geek.
That's a lot of water. That's a lot of swimming pools.
it is a lot of water.
So I will shut up and defer to Commissioner Snow.
Thank you.
Times, what, 7.8?
Yeah, 7.8 per gallon.
8.35? That's a lot.
I would like you to answer the question, how much water is in the rain? The way you phrased that was kind of funny.
I just losing my mind.
With everything going on and maybe not so much positive, I am thrilled today that we have recognized other religions and other ethnicities in our community because there's a whole bunch of different kinds of people in our community, and we need to remember that in all the things that we do. And the other thing was Crime Stoppers. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to go to that dinner. It was wonderful, and it recognized people in our county who are the people who run in the door when something happens. And it was men and women from all different areas of first responders, I guess, who are honored. One of Chief Williams' staff members was honored. And it's just really nice to be in a room like that and look around and think, these are the people who make us safe. So thank you for that.
Commissioner Curry, or Commissioner Penny, like someone called you.
Yeah. That's the 2 cents. First, I have a question. Are we, because I know you and I spoke about this, are we now putting the stormwater improvements and things of that nature on the website like you wanted to have done before now?
Yes, it's going on the website, but not as I want. We're getting to that point.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure because there is so much being done for stormwater that people are not aware, and I really think that would help.
It's getting there. Like they said in Cool Hand Luke, It seems we have a communication problem.
Well,
But we're getting there.
I have the confidence that you will take care of the communication problem.
The jobs are getting done, we're just not sharing it.
We're not communicating very well. Yeah, because you showed me pictures and, okay, I just wanted to ask about that. Now on to a more serious issue of today. I would personally love it if we could, and I'm going to call it in silent because I don't want to do it in public, recognize the employee that saw the Facebook post and let you know about it. Because had it not been for that employee, I don't think any of us would have known about it. And I would also like to thank your quick actions of turning it over to the police department. And I would like to thank you for taking the matter and having our investigators. I would like to thank the investigators that were involved. I did get a copy of the police report today. You know, I'm still a police geek. So I just would like to pass along my appreciation to the staff in the police department. People, this is a serious matter. I sit up here with 4 other individuals that are nothing more than your neighbors. We get trashed all the time on social media. I don't respond because most of it is not correct information. It's assumed information. It's just far-fetched stuff like I'm some wealthy person that gets money from developers and special interest, and I've never taken a dime, even in my campaign coffers, from special interest or developers for a reason. So all the assumptions that are out there on social media, I've been doing this for 13 years now. It's almost a voluntary position because we get paid, what is it now we get paid, John, help me out, 11 something, I think?
Yeah.
A year to do this. So we are not in it for the money. I never have been in anything for the money because I was in public service for my career. You definitely don't get rich there. It's about serving our community. And I can tell you, the 4 people that I sit up here with truly care about your community, our community. And to be constantly trashed on Facebook, on other social media outlets, I could really care less because it's just keyboard warriors that want to spew whatever they want to spew. I've gotten to the point in life that I don't even pay attention or worry about that anymore. But when I have my life and my fellow commissioners' lives threatened, that goes to a whole new level. And for our community here, I was so shocked because I told some of my friends today, it's never anything that I really thought about in this community. This community is like a big family. And to have my life threatened, why? Because I might say something that you don't like or make a decision that you don't like. And all of my decisions are not for anybody in particular. They're for the community as a whole. And I've got 1 year left. My term ends next November. I'm not running again because I have plans to go relax in life with my husband, who happens to be sitting back at the room. I always joke around that he's my personal security because he's a deputy. But I want to make this last year I have count like the other 13 did. Why threaten my life? How would you feel if your life was threatened for simply doing something that you love and that you care about? That's not fair. So when you see these people on your Facebook pages doing that, maybe speak up and correct it, because that's not right anywhere. Not county, state, federal, but certainly not local people. We're your neighbors, for God's sake. And you want to threaten my life? It's just not right. And I'm back off my soapbox. Thank you for coming out.
Well, that was clearly passion, not anger, so.
Oh, that was clearly passion.
It's hard to tell.
The other was a little bit of anger.
Commissioner Delanoy.
Yeah, it is getting pretty serious when you have that happening, and it's really serious. I mean, if it happened at your house, somebody dropped a letter off in your mailbox or said something to somebody that said they're gonna come over and kill you in your house, I mean, you'd be pretty worried about it. Well, it's the same here, and we've all spoke about it a little bit in the meeting, that it's pretty unsafe around here. And the way that civilization is getting, I call civilization, or the public is getting, with people that are outspoken about things they speak about. We just had a tragic thing, I don't want to mention names, it's too controversial, but it's just a terrible incident that happened to a man that was just speaking to people, just speaking his opinion. And out of nowhere, they just took him out. And that could happen anywhere. And if we're not coming to common sense to realize it could happen tomorrow, it could happen anytime, anywhere anymore, it seems like. And out of nowhere, you can get taken out because somebody that's not even a nobody just decided he wanted to do it because he just didn't even think about the consequences. And I think we spoke about bringing the security up in City Hall, and Joe's taking it seriously, and I know we're all taking it very seriously. Because the way the world is getting, you've got to start taking precautions early, because you don't know. Every one of the people that work here, they're all accessible to somebody to just walk in here and you read a massacre and see the massacre on Fox News or wherever. And it's just that simple. And nobody seems to, it's just, there are schools, for gosh sakes. How many schools? You don't even hear about it in the news anymore. That people are just walking in and taking out our kids. It's that simple. And forget a threat like that happened, that's a serious thing. I mean, it had to have serious consequences. I don't know what we'll hear about it as time goes on. People will say, why did you just do that? All he said was his right to be able to have free speech. That's not free speech. That's a threat. You're going to kill somebody. That's like me pointing one of you guys out right now and saying, I'm coming to kill you tonight. You got to take things seriously. That's all it really got me when that happened. I happened to be sitting in Joe's office when the employee came in and told him. I was floored. I was like, what? I mean, it really got me. It's really bothering me even now. That's how serious it is. It's that serious. But that's all I got to say. Just pray for us. Pray for everybody. That's what you got to do. You just got to pray that those things don't happen, But that's all I really got to say.
Thank you, sir. Vice Mayor Johnson.
I don't really have anything to say about that, but I do have one comment. I do believe day after tomorrow, do we have a Volusia League of Cities dinner?
Thursday night, yes, sir, in Ormond.
It's tomorrow?
Thursday.
Well, tomorrow's not Thursday, it's the day after.
Yeah.
Ormond.
But I heard somebody say something about it tomorrow.
Oh, it's Thursday.
Just want to make sure it cleared up. And then I think, I'm very thankful. I thank God my little grandson made it back home, safe and sound today after a whole week of traveling up into Atlanta area to play baseball. He got a special invite to play on a World Series league on a real super good team, and it was too good of a deal to turn down, so he got excused from school to go do that. He was gone for a whole week. Just came back today, and tonight he's practicing up in Seabreeze in Ormond, so I guess he never gets enough of it.
We'll see him one day on TV.
Yes.
It's possible. And he's also got an invite to play with that team in West Palm. I think next weekend they're coming down here. He's the only Florida player they have. They have several from North Carolina, some from Virginia and Maryland, and Tennessee, a lot of different states around it all, but he was the only one from Florida. Then he also got an invite, since he was there, to represent Florida in the game out in Texas. So he'd be going to before too long. So I'd say I'm really blessed with him. But the main reason I'm blessed is he made it home safe and sound today. That's what I'm blessed about him. And another good thing about it is, too, he was the newest kid on the team. This is his first time playing with that team up there. And he came out of there with the highest batting average of any kid on the team. So that was great.
Fantastic. So we're gonna end on high notes. I got two more things to share. Commissioner Snow reminded me of the Crime Stoppers dinner, and it was great. Our very own Kelsey Palm was recognized. She came home with the trophy. And Chief Williams and I had the opportunity Friday night to attend at Bethune-Cookman University the Hall of Fame induction. And they started this several years ago, and they induct. It's exceptional college athletes from different sports. And we had my friend Manny Manolis was inducted. You may not know who Manny Manolis is. He owns Manny's Pizza in Ormond, up by Florida Healthcare. But he also owns the Java Junction building. He's the owner of the building, and Java Junction is the tenant there. But it was a big deal. He was the field goal kicker, extra point kicker. So if you go up to Manny's, razz him a little bit, tell him I heard you're in the Hall of Fame. But just great to recognize people in our community for good things. So my slogan, my tagline is positivity. We talked about a lot of negative things here tonight. We made some hard decisions that affect people financially and emotionally. Well, let's all be positive.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So we'll go ahead and stand adjourned.